Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guided the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
Yes, sir. What up? What up? 6th Element of hip-hop, 6th Element Collectibles in the building. We got a great show for you tonight. Stu Dog, what's happening, man? Where you been at? What's going down? Talk to us.
I've been watching a new Superman trailer.
Woo!
I'm hyped now. I'm hyped, dog. I'm hyped.
That thing made me immediately go buy the tickets.
Yeah, I was getting ready, and the tickets are on sale now, which is crazy, bro.
Had to get them Jones immediately upon seeing this joint trailer. Speak.
Exactly 30 days away. When it comes out the 11th,
to the day
next month.
Yeah. To the day,
30.
June 11th. I kept waking up all week like, oh, is this week? It's this week. And I was like, oh shit, no, that's July 11th. Yeah. So, but here we are, June 11th, 30 days out to the day from Superman. And honestly, it's crazy. Like, even my son's like, Dad, like, you're excited about a Superman movie. Like, that's very uncharacteristic. Very uncharacteristic. He's like, I don't understand what's different. Why this one? And there's a lot of reasons, man. There's a lot of reasons why this one. But we're gonna definitely chop up that trailer, and we're gonna talk about Yojo June. So a lot of our G.I. Joe classified heads who have been following the G.I. Joe month of June, Yojo June, every week. Generally, they do a fan stream on YouTube and every Wednesday. And today, when we were expecting the fan stream to pop on, it didn't come on. And they did a what do you call it? A quick little story on Instagram, just a little story post saying, we're postponing the show today. That's it. Nothing else. No fucking when we're gonna do it, why we're postponing it, what's going on. Nothing. Just we'll update you when we know more type bullshit. So everyone's like, okay, well, what does that mean for the pre-orders? Well, the pre-orders still went up today. They still went up, and I hope you got your shit, because the All Striker, the green shirts, the OG Bat, Mercer, and Slaughter, all of that went up today. So we're going to talk about all that. There's a new Marvel 3-pack coming out that has me oh boy, does it have me excited. We're going to talk about that, and it's very, very cool because it's San Diego Comic-Con. And yeah, it is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive per se, but like, you know, it's still going to be on Hasbro Pulse at some point for even a small amount of time, and you know, you're gonna have to be quick. You're gonna have to be quick to get it when it does pop up. The new footage of the Superman trailers is so damn dope.
For the you gotta be quick.
You gotta be quicker than that.
We know what happened last year with Cobra Commander once, and man, I think that was just lame. Like, that was the lamest thing in the history of lameness.
Yeah, I mean, Chuckles before that. I mean, we got a Chuckles, but it wasn't easy.
Nah, but I give them Hasbro. You know, Hasbro dropped the ball, and then they pick it up, and then they drop it, and they pick it up. I just don't get them, man. Like, I don't have a problem with them as a company or anything. I don't hate them, anything like that. Like, it's just that. Okay, you just started putting up your bot protection. We'll give you that. That should have been up. You got guys that subscribe to their premium service, and they don't get nothing. They're supposed to get emails ahead of time. They're supposed to get first dibs and stuff, and they don't get it. And they pay for that service. And I think
all they get is they get to order it 30 minutes before everybody else, which is basically useless because it never sells out for the members. So
Right.
I see no point
And
in paying
and
$50 for nothing.
but I hear a lot of them complain that they're paying for the service and sometimes they don't get stuff. Sometimes they don't get
Yeah,
to
they're not
pre-order
getting.
anything. It's sold out. Transformers, they just released Transformers yesterday. I mean, literally when they announced it, it wasn't even 1 o'clock when they did the stream. I went on
Yeah,
there at 1 o'clock and Alpha Trion was already sold out. I was like, damn, like how? It's literally 1 o'clock on the nose. Like I had to refresh my page and everything. It popped up and it said sold out. So I listen, man, I'm at the end of my
listen,
ropes.
the debacle with Thanos and Psylocke was even worse. That shit right there, they made it a Target
Yeah, you was
exclusive. And then Target just totally sold out completely to the scalpers within 7 minutes of posting it. But the real crime, the criminal fucking act that took place was Hasbro told everybody on the fan stream that it was going to go up for pre-order at 1 p.m., just like everything else does. And then they even posted it on their page, their site, that it's going up at 1 p.m. So most of us work, we're working people. And so we set our clocks and we take our breaks and we go check it at a certain time. But when Target decides to post it up at 9 a.m. that day, only bots who check the cart constantly are going to know. People don't know. No one's going to know. We all thought 1 p.m. So only bots bought them all because only bots are sitting there in the cart just constantly ordering, waiting for something to hit.
That's true. And they move so fast, they crash the site.
Bro,
They'll
it's a guy
literally
on
just
eBay
crash the
right
site.
now. It's a guy on eBay right now. His shit says 59 sold.
And for you collectors out there, let's keep it a buck.
You sold
Stop
60 of them, my
buying
guy?
that stuff. Yeah, stop
Yeah,
buying it.
please
For you
stop buying
collectors,
that shit from
yeah,
these guys
don't
on
just
eBay.
stop buying. Just let these guys get stuck with it. They'll restock it. They'll restock it. Or these guys will just get so stuck with it they can't do nothing but liquidate it. But if
Yeah.
you keep going on and you keep buying it, they're gonna keep doing it and they're gonna keep marking them up and
Oh,
they're gonna
yeah.
keep ripping people off and they're gonna keep with the bots and all. I mean, come on, we shouldn't have to go through all this as collectors, man. We should just be able to go in there and get what we need and get off of there and not get botted. You got one guy with like 70 of them in his garage, and I can't get one. That makes no sense, man. That's just. I mean, I hate to sound like I don't know the kid that didn't get picked, you
Right.
know, or the last kid that
But
got
that's how they
picked on
make
the
you
basket,
feel.
play basketball. You know what I mean? Like I hate to sound like that, but you're right. That's how they make you feel, and it's sad because, like I said, Alpha Trion was literally sold out. Now I wanted Alpha Trion and the Dinobots. That's all I wanted. Alphatron was
Right.
gone. I was like, damn, you can't even get Alphatron. Like, damn, that's crazy. When the Snake Armor came out, it was sold out the same day. I went on there,
Yeah.
done,
Yeah. Yeah.
done. So,
Done.
I mean,
Gone.
and then Hasbro, and I get what they're trying to do. I get it. I figured it out. Tariffs are supposed to kick back in. Uh, they had no stream today because the president you guys elected had a meeting with China or whatever, and they were supposed to talk about tariffs. Tariffs they kick back in next month. So they're trying to rush all this product, on us before this stuff kicks back in. I get it. I do. I 100%
But
get
why
it.
would they postpone the fan stream where they basically present the stuff that they're putting up for pre-order today? It's going up for pre-order at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. You cancel the fan stream at 11 a.m. where you're basically going to announce it. For what? Nothing changed. All the pre-orders went up at the same time. All the same shit came
That's
out.
true.
Everything was the same. But yet, listen, man, it is what
I
it is.
know. I know.
There's no rhyme or reason.
It's,
But let's talk
and
about what
today,
they did.
did you get Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer or no?
Oh yeah, got them
What'd you
all.
get?
Got everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
I
Did
got
you
the
get the
green shirts. I got the bats. I got the all striker. I got Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer.
Now I don't understand why he comes with Mercer and Sarge. I don't understand why they come together. I don't get it. Like we already got a Sarge. We got like 3 different Sergeant Slaughters. I don't
There's
get why we
plenty of
need.
Sarges. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why we need another Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
That part I don't. They could, you know what they could have did, Rita? I feel they could have just gave us Mercer. They could, if you want to give us a two back, give us Mercer as a Viper, and then give us Mercer as a Marauder. You could have give us both. You could have.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot you could have
That
did
would
with
be
that,
dope.
man. But I guess they want to sell another Sarge. I mean, if we're gonna have two Sarges, I guess we're gonna have two. I mean, the Sergeant Slaughter I got is dope. I can't see myself needing another one. I don't know. There would never. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Well, here we go. Let's check out what they got for us. Here we go. So this one came up today. They gave us the bat, the OG retro bat with look like some battle damage there. He's got the clear chest piece. Finally, he's got the bright yellow coloring, a two-tone colored flame there coming out. He's got, let's see what else he comes with. He comes with a blue flame sort of laser torch. And then he's got the regular flamethrower. He's got his regular claws. This one, though, the chrome, the metal has like a wash. It has like a dark wash where it's like got some like black in the crevices and like a little bit. It looks like it's weathered a little bit like metal. Unfortunately, oddly, they did all that, but then the gun is just gray. Not sure why they dropped the ball on the gun. Everything else has really cool chrome, and this has like burnt like black soot on the tip of the flamethrower. The other laser thing here is turning blue and purple. So they went all out. They went all out with this guy, and it's just a regular figure. Nothing deluxe or crazy about it. There he is with his laser. But he's got the red face, right? And there it is. Just reminds you of old school G.I. Joe back in the day.
It does. Now I'm a sucker for bats. I'm a sucker for bats.
Yeah. I mean, this is you got to get this one. I mean, they're still available right now. You can see here, so yeah, you better grab some.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for bats, man. Always.
All Striker was exclusive. They made it look all fun. You got Crankcase driving, Mercer in the passenger, Sergeant Slaughter on the guns. There's Crankcase with his bandana, cloth around his neck, his kerchief, his visor. He's got goggles. Looks like they gave us some sort of reptile stickers to go on the side of the G.I. Joe Awe Striker, so I'm not understanding that. Pretty lame. And then
I think it had something like that. You know, when it was when we were kids, or did it or didn't it?
Not now. Hell no. That shit was just green. He's got a little. I know you're trying to give him the benefit. It ain't there.
I thought it had something like that when we were kids, man. I can't remember.
I mean, do you really think that? Because I don't know. We'll have to check. I don't know. I don't think so.
Nah, we need Raw talking to Bill.
Look, he got the GPS. Right, yeah, we get Raw talking here, and he'll break it down for us. Let's see. I don't know where he's at. Let's see. I'm trying to get Raw Talk to come in and show us the baby. Where is he at? I don't know. But there's Crankcase. There's the Awe Striker.
Man, he got a little stick shift. Go. Okay, great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got the stick shift going.
With a cup of Joe. Yeah.
Yo Joe. Yeah, a cup of Yo Joe. There's working on the back with the toolkit. There's the motor in the back. I love the bandana. I'll be using those on all kinds of characters. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. He looks great.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, and then Also, we got. I'm a little bit disappointed, but hopefully that will change. But what I'm disappointed in is Mercer and the face sculpt. I'm just not happy with how it came out. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
little
can agree with that.
weird,
Yeah, I can agree
wide,
with
like he's some sort of like I don't know. I don't want to get ethnic, but the guy, Sergeant Slaughter.
that.
I like how he's got this Marine hat version, whistle in his mouth, head, I guess, or maybe that sticks there. I don't know how that. Let's see what's going on with that whistle. Does he have a head sculpt with a whistle in his mouth, or is that whistle just attached? Let's see. Yeah, it just attaches. It looks like. Hang on. Sheesh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a whistle attached to the mouth head. And then there's a head without the whistle. But yeah, it's a 2-pack. It's
Yeah,
$60. You're paying for 2 guys and a bunch of extra weapons. Not a lot
yeah,
of extras.
Mercer have 2 heads. Yeah, Mercer has 2 heads.
He's got shades. Mercer's got Slaughter's got the shades that come off. Kicking some Viper ass. Oh shit, he's got a beret he could wear. Like fucking warlord.
Okay.
Dumping too. Look at that
Yeah. That head
launcher.
scope. That's a nice head scope. That head
Yeah.
scope, it looks like Sergeant. He was younger. It does.
Yeah, they did good. They did good. Let's see. Mercer has, yeah, he's got 2 head scopes. I'll go with the grimace with the shades on. Sarge. Yeah, he's cool. I gotta put the whistle in the mouth. I don't know, man. I like the Marine cap. It's pretty badass. I'll probably use that beret on somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's hard to
that's called
say.
a cover. That's called a cover.
Yeah. That beret would actually
Yeah.
look sick on Mercer.
Yeah, you got a smoky, a cover, and a beret.
Yeah. A cover, right? Yeah. You call it a cover. Yeah. Marine cover. The there they are from behind. Then the army builder of the day is the green shirt, the classic green shirt. And looks like he's got stubble. Look at that on the face. He's got
Yeah,
like stubble. Yeah. They went all out
he
with
got
the
a
green
little
shirt.
5 o'clock shadow on him. Huh?
And notice, look at the buckles are gold on the straps. No, normally, guys, the buckles are the same color as the strap, and the everything is all one color. Here we got the knife sheath is a different color. The grenade, these buckles here. So they actually, and then also you'll notice the guns, the weapons are 2-tone instead of the basic one solid color. So they whether they hit the mark or not, they wanted to do extra detail on this particular guy because he's just a green shirt and he's gonna be boring. So they wanted to make him better than boring, and so they gave us a little extra detail. And there's the classic old GI Joe. But yeah, I got 2. You know, gotta have one white, one black, chilling, standing guard. Oh wow, they come in a card back. Nice.
Oh, you already said, and they're retro card back. That's even better.
Oh yeah, yeah. Him and the bat on the back. Yeah, well, that's Yojo June, everybody. Who knows, man? Why they did what they did? They have not shared that with us. But before we get into this trailer, man, while we're on toys, Hasbro, Marvel Legends, San Diego Comic-Con, exclusive Gamerverse, Snap Savage Land 3-pack. I'm super excited about this because Snap is a game that my son and I sort of discovered and had a lot of fun playing together and stuff. And it's just like a really fun ass game. Marvel Snap. You play it on the mobile, and basically it's like a card game, you know, like you battle. And the artwork is the big star of Snap. Like it's known for the art's crazy incredible, and it's all like comic book accurate shit with extra, you know, dopeness. And for whatever reason, they chose these 3 characters, these 3 cards. So here's the game, what it looks like, and here's 3 of the cards: Savage Land, Sauron, Rogue, and Shanna the She-Devil. Now, here it is. Bang. Snap Gamerverse 3-pack. Yes, there's already been a Sauron, a Build-A-Figure. This one isn't. Yeah, this one is a basic. It's pretty similar. It's from what I can tell, it's just repainted. Maybe it has a bit of a different head sculpt. But it's great. It looks fucking amazing. I personally didn't get the Sauron Build-A-Figure. He does have pinless knees, it looks like. I see pins in the arms, so it looks like they reused the wing, probably an expensive part to make the wing. But the legs they did redo, so we do have now pinless legs. Super excited. Always happy for the pinless. And then we also got Shanna the She-Devil. Now, Sauron's the main event, supposedly, but dog, I'm telling you, this is why I'm buying this pack. Savage Land Rogue is a must. It is a grail. It is a myth. It is a legend. Collectors have been dying for this this figure, and here it is, man. And she looks savage as fuck. Details amazing.
Yeah, it is,
dude.
it's dope.
She's
A dope.
fire.
It's a dope figure, man. It's a dope sculpt. I like it. Look at the detail, man.
It's crazy.
That's just dope, bro. Damn, look at that. Even Sauron looks dope.
Yeah.
And that's the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. From what we know, it'll be available for purchase exclusively at the Hasbro booth number 3213 during the Comic-Con. Additional purchasing details, though, will be announced on the official San Diego Comic-Con website. Following the San Diego Comic-Con, limited quantities will be available on Hasbro Pulse. After the convention, while supplies lasts, you better be fast. And you better know when it's fucking gonna drop, because right now we don't have any fucking clues. So if you don't know the time that motherfucker's going up for pre-order, you lost. You lost. And that's the thing with these exclusives and these super duper banger fucking hot ass, you know, toys, man, is they sell out right away. And when it's a situation like this, man, you have to know exactly when it's going up, because you have to be waiting on the website the minute it turns, because you literally have minutes. If you're lucky, you have minutes. I've seen these things sell out in fucking seconds, man. It's just sick.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it, that's not cool. Like it's not cool. They're not selling out to collectors. They're selling out to robots, to hackers, to online cart bots.
Yeah,
it's not a true gauge of how well the item sold. That's why if I'm Hasbro, I'm putting an end to that shit, because I don't know how many I'm really selling. You're just buying them all up to see if you can sell them on eBay. We don't know that this is going to sell out. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of figures that people thought were going to be hot. Scalpers bought 10 of them each, and then now they're stuck with them. And I love
And
when
I'm
that
glad.
happens.
And I'm glad. I love it too. You know. And Hasbro's got to do better, man. They really have to do better in order to make this work for real collectors. I mean, who? I don't even know who thought of the idea of scalping toys. Like, let's just go scalp toys. Like, I mean, I'm gonna make a profit. Hey,
Well, it
nigga,
started out with,
listen,
yeah, it's like
it
comics, any
doesn't make
collectible. It all
yeah,
started with
it doesn't
COVID.
make sense. Yeah,
The
yeah,
hustlers
COVID.
came out of
Yeah,
COVID.
COVID. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad during COVID. It was so bad during COVID. You would just look and be like, I don't even want to. You just wouldn't even look anymore. It's just like I guess I'll never get one. You had to have that attitude because during COVID, they were really buying like I don't know. It didn't make a difference. They were buying stuff and just selling for like 3 times. They were setting the price. But the saddest part is people buying it. Just don't buy it, guys. Let it go. Let them get stuck with it. Let them liquidate their supply. Um, it makes no sense. PS Portal came out. You see guys in there, by their screen, the sliding glass door. They have like 12 of them, and they selling them for double the price. Why would you buy it from that Joker? Don't buy it from him. He got 12 of them. Let him get stuck. Guess what? You got 12 bricks sitting in your living room, my man. That's the attitude we should have. You got, I don't know, you got 30 Sergeant Slaughters. Guess what? I guess you got a little Sergeant Slaughter army because I'm not buying that one. But some people got to have it. So they go buy it. And these guys get over it. So stop letting them set the price. Stop letting them set the trend. You know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can stop it if we don't feed it, man. But let's check out the Superman joint, man, and let's
Get
get
it.
it moving, get it popping, get it crack a lacking. I want to look at it with my homies, check it out together with the crew, with the Sixth Element fans, and check it out. So here's of all, guys, there's some shit in here that a lot of people didn't notice. We've seen this, we've seen this, we've seen this, we've seen this. Because hang
Look at
on,
that. Look at that.
that wasn't Lex Luthor, but that's one of Lex's power suits. You see this purple and green suit he's wearing?
Yeah, that is.
Mr. Terrific's spheres. He's just like, Vah. And then we got some crazy shit going on here now. These are all like, I don't know what these cubes are. These rectangular cubes all around.
Okay. It might be the
But
Phantom Zone.
yeah, who knows?
They're supposed to be like squares like that.
He's got a baby in his hand of a weird, not a human baby. Um, oh, I see who this is. This is Metamorpho. This is Metamorpho
Is it?
shit going on.
Oh yeah,
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 this is
yeah.
Metamorpho right over here. That's his head, I believe. And then he's like all the shit coming off his body. The baby, I don't know about. We'll have to. I don't know. It looks like Brainiac, if you ask me.
Metamorpho had a baby.
Yeah, baby looked like Brainiac. It's a big ass green head with like I don't know, totally animated.
Now where he's at right there, I have no idea, but it looks dope.
Yeah, it looks elemental. I think this is all shit that Metamorpho did with these weird square. This is the where the sea looks like it
Squares,
got
yeah.
parted. The weird squares.
What is that? This is all doing important stuff.
You see, I'm doing important stuff. Bang!
Now who is this? He's blasting with the heat ray vision.
All kind of people, tons of people. All
Giving
these
out
bad
work.
guys. Yeah, he giving out work. Looks like they're all wearing power suits of Lex's, and he's just spinning around like Luthen's fucking ship on Andor.
This
Yeah,
year,
that's what I
this
was
year is
debating.
flying by, bro. This year is flying by, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like we're
bro.
already in the 6 month. We're a month away from July, exactly. Um, or less than a month. A month away from Superman, and then less than a month away from the month of July. It's flying by, man. My mouth is open and my tongue is hanging.
Lolling. He's talking about the Savage Rogue. Oh man, let's see. So yeah. Now the trailer likely being a final major one for Gunn's movie here, ahead of the film's release. There's a lot of elements that get to shine in the latest footage and showcasing more of how the DCU is going to take on Superman and how that's going to be executed, and one of the biggest aspects is seeing more of David Cornsweet's Superman in action, getting to hear him talk more, getting to hear him act more, seeing more of his personality, seeing more of his power set, more of his different powers and shit. And the trailer sort of gives you a first look at Clark Kent's heat vision with him taking on a whole army of something, and also reveals more about how flight sequences will be handled, from him dealing with various threats like the kaiju flying through the flames, and seeing him strangled at one point. Superman trailer does give us like a better exploration of the larger story. It, as a trailer should. I mean, it's kind of the idea, right? Is to kind of give us an idea of what the movie's going to be like, and it does a good job, in my opinion. If that's its task, I feel I know what this movie's going to be like. I really do, based on all the trailers. Not just on the first trailer, I wouldn't have known. On this one alone, I'd have no idea. But you give me all the trailers so far in succession, I know exactly what this movie's going to be like. I can't fucking wait. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be gas. I'm going to be fucking yelling in the theater like a fool, and it's going to be dope. Lex's obsession with wanting to take down Superman is I think explored here. Apart from his conflict with Lex, it also shows how Clark is not necessarily at best odds with some of the other DCU heroes, and shit like that. And Guy Gardner, kind of him sharing an intense moment. But it's not just Superman getting involved in the action. We see Lois Lane flying Mr. fucking Terrific's ship. Like, she's a full-on character. She's a full-on hero. She's one of the team. She's fighting crime. She's not just, Lois. So I mean, while the movie has continued to impress from all the previous trailers, I think this latest one definitely adds more excitement for me. I'm more hyped to see the movie after this, and what Gunn is doing with Superman for his franchise. Even though, they have been showing a lot of crucial layers of him, there's still, I think, so much to be revealed about the character, and he's definitely going to be nuanced, and that's the thing that Gunn wants. He said, I don't want these characters to be two-dimensional. I want this to be, I want these guys to be deep and have a lot of depth, and I think clearly he's definitely
He's done that.
Yeah, he said
I can tell you done that. I mean, it's the more modern day take on Superman universe, the Superverse. Lois Lane's not kept in the dark. She's actually, involved with Superman, and in some instances involved in the action. That's the more modern take on Superman in the comics, even before the New 52, because the one where she was
Yeah.
kept in the dark, that was more 70s on back. Once we got to the 80s, they actually just, with Man of Steel and the other comics, because I think at one point Superman had like 5 different comics out, and they all took a different take on Superman, but Lois Lane was definitely in the know and in the loop as far as the
Yeah.
superheroes are concerned. And she
Yeah,
might
in the
not have known
comics, she
everybody's
definitely has
identity.
more.
Yeah, more of a bigger role.
She has more
She
going
might
on
not
in
know
the
everybody's.
comics. Yeah, than
Yeah. She doesn't know their identity, but she does. She is part. She does. She's part of the crew.
yeah, and so yeah, and in DC continuity, Ultraman is often portrayed as an evil alternate universe version counterpart of Superman. But Gunn's saying that there's an interview with Entertainment Weekly, right? And Gunn talked about Team Lex's Ultraman, who can be seen in the black suit with the U on his chest. It looks like it's black. It's actually purple. The character has abilities similar to Man of Steel's. We see he's got laser vision, super strength, flight. So fans have speculated that Ultraman could be Lex Luthor's attempt to create his own version of Superman. And Gunn said, I think that's close. Ultraman is sort of Lex's thug and is pretty powerful. And yeah, so him possessing the same powers as Superman as his main world counterpart. But what sets Ultraman apart is his weaknesses, right? With the characters often crippled by yellow sunlight, whereas it empowers Superman, and he's empowered by green kryptonite or blue kryptonite. And so Ultraman was shown in the 10th season of Smallville, portrayed by Tom Welling, as well as 2 animated films. We've seen Ultraman, Justice League, Crisis on 2 Earths, and Crisis on Infinite Earths. And so when creating these characters for this new universe, James Gunn wanted the entire cast to have depth, rather than being just a story of good versus evil, right? Superman's good, Lex Luthor's evil, fight it out. No. He said there's some characters, this is a quote, there are some characters that are almost saintly, like Superman. There are some characters who are almost pretty terrible, like Lex Luthor. But I don't think Lex is all bad, and I don't think Superman is all good. All those people in between, the Guy Gardners and the Jimmy Olsens of the world, are even more complex in their moralities and what they think is okay. End quote. And so, yeah, he's going deep with everybody. I mean, Lois, yeah, Jimmy Olsen, everybody's getting a deep, serious role.
Okay. Just like the comics. I mean, gotta take your hat off some. You gotta take your hat off some. And it's what we've been asking for as well. So, we can't.
But the big question about this one, when we run through the trailer, there's a scene. It's a split second. It's a split second. You have to catch it. And we got the still image. And who is this guy blasting Superman with his heat vision? Is this our first look at Bizarro?
That's a good question. Might be Metamorpho. But
with laser vision? No.
Could be Ultraman.
Could be Ultraman with a wig. He looks like he's got. You know what he reminds me of? You remember Superman like 4 or 5, I think it was, that blonde dude.
Oh yeah. Nuclear Man, whatever they call him.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the big 80s hair, I think.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely.
They had a name for him. Was it what was it? Eradicator, I think.
No, not Eradicator. You mean in the movie?
Was, yeah, they had a name for him. Lex had a name for him. He called him something.
I thought it was Nuclear Man.
I thought it was Nuclear Man. I just called him Nuclear Man, but I could be wrong. It was oh man, he had a name for him. It was something like Eradicate. No, it was. I keep saying Eradicator. I think it was Nuclear Man. It's either Nuclear Man. I think it's Nuclear Man. Yeah.
In the chat, if you guys know.
Yeah, because remember Lex was like he needed Lex created him when Superman threw all the nuclear bombs into the sun.
Right.
That's when Lex created him. Yeah.
This is just crazy right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's the you know what? I think it's Bizarro. Because there is a story plot where Lex tries to recreate Superman. And the only one he successfully creates is Superboy. And Bizarro just didn't turn out right.
Yeah, he didn't bake long
And
enough.
no, he didn't. But this guy right here, I don't know, bro.
Ain't no
But
telling,
I
man.
think,
Ain't no telling.
but if it's the opposite, see, that's why I think it's bizarro. James Gunn said, "Kryptonite makes him strong, sunlight makes him weak," which is bizarro. He's the opposite of Superman. He does everything the opposite of Superman.
Yeah, I think Ultraman, or we'll probably be referring to him as Bizarro by the end of the movie. Seems most likely, who it is. But you'll notice that it looks like it's got a long haired individual, but he's like his body, at least what you can see, looks like that that creature, or uh, may not be connected to Metamorpho and his son Joey from Luthor's lab, spotted in an earlier teaser. But it also looks like it could be one of Lex Luthor's power suits. I mean, it looks like there's some modular components or armor pieces like around the arm and shoulder pad, like that shoulder looks like a shoulder pauldron and an arm brace. Like it looks like, yeah, it is Nuclear Man. Yeah, it's Nuclear Man. But yeah, it's no telling. So I mean, it could be that. But our money's on Ultraman's final form, right? We see him in the big gold Hulkbuster type armor. We see him in his black suit, Gimp outfit, and then I think his final form is what we're seeing, blasting Superman with the old eye
Oh, with the old
beams.
heat. Yeah, because he has fire vision. He doesn't have heat vision. He has Bizarro has fire vision, and he is the
Wow.
opposite of Superman. Like Kryptonite does empower. It does empower him. So I think by the end of the movie, you're right. He's gonna be Bizarro, or maybe Superman will disfigure him somehow, and that's how he becomes Bizarro. Or
Yeah.
maybe he's already disfigured. That's why he wears the suit
Right.
so that you don't see the disfigurement.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, man. So
And that
pretty
would be
cool
dope.
shit. Yeah,
No, that'd
man.
be dope, man. Because
Yeah,
that'd be the
man.
first time we get Bizarro on the big screen. We
Right.
never got. And I'm all for it.
Well, the hang on, let me see this real quick. Oh wow. So
Oh,
there was something that they changed pretty dramatic, a pretty dramatic change in the movie itself before the release after test screenings. So, and it's worth emphasizing that test screenings rarely represent a film's finished product. But these early showings will feature like unfinished visual effects, and studios kind of rely on audience feedback to make adjustments before the final release. And still test screenings can provide like a lot of feedback. Like in the case of Superman, the response was mixed for a while, and it prompted several changes behind the scenes that they think solved the issue, including hiring a new composer and editor, as well as the removal of about 15 minutes of footage from the film. So that said, one of the more intriguing elements in the version, that was shown to test audiences was its structure. The movie it was structured like unfolding over the span of a week in an episodic format, complete with title cards like Monday, and then some film would play, and then a title card Tuesday, and then some film would play right Wednesday, and so on. But according to some of the insiders, it appears that Gunn has decided to scrap that approach during the editing process, and the film has been turned into a continuous single narrative in the final edit. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that it excites me, man, because I think what Gunn was doing was he was trying to make that shit just like a comic book, dog.
Mm.
They were like fucking comics, bro. Monday is issue 1. You know what I mean? Like it was just gonna be like a little self-contained story. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is how it goes down. I would have fucking loved it. Box office would have hated it. Casual audience wouldn't have known what to do with it because they're drooling fucking morons. But the original structure, I think, offered this sort of stylized, segmented rhythm that emphasized time progression and allowed for like tonal variety. Could have different tones in different days. But ultimately the change suggests a strategic shift towards broader appeal, favoring clarity and flow over a more unconventional or ambitious narrative approach. I'm not happy about the change. I think people that are going to be happy about the change are people that casual fans that don't really like film. They're not into art. They're not into anything like film or artistic. They just want shit to just be, real easy to follow and just basic and just, cookie cutter, basically. Cookie cutter.
Yeah, you said it right. Yeah, you said it right. Film is art. Like it literally is art. Like you have to look at it that way. One of my favorite movies is Flash Gordon. And I was watching about a couple weeks ago. I was watching 20 Things You Didn't Know About Flash Gordon, and they said that when they filmed the movie, it was unconventional because they took an approach where, if you ever seen it, the football scene where he's throwing the eggs at that guys he's playing football,
Yeah.
that was all improvised. That was all. They came in that day. They told the actors what they were supposed to do. It wasn't scripted, and they just shot. They shot all day, and that scene that you see is not. That's not act. That's not scripted. That's literally improvised.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they took an unorthodox approach to it because of the comic. They loved the comic so much. They didn't want it to be it was originally written as a comedy. Like it was like a comedy, sci-fi, and the director was like a big fan of Flash Gordon. And
Yeah.
he didn't want to do that. The producer was a big fan of Flash Gordon. He actually wanted George Lucas to direct it. And George
Yeah.
didn't get a
During
chance to
Star
do it.
Wars.
Right. Well, they said without Flash Gordon, there would have been no Star Wars because they actually gave it to George, and then they took it away from him.
Yeah, George, he kind of based it on Flash Gordon, the original Flash Gordon serials, not the movie.
Not the movie, the original. Because if you look at the original comics, they're dope. They're very detailed, and like we don't say, it's art. Like even the way it was drawn, the original artist that drew it, he never liked the Flash Gordon movie because he thought it didn't represent the art style.
Oh, I didn't know there was comics. I thought they were just I thought it was like a TV, like a show.
No, Flash Gordon started out in the newspaper, like the comics. It was like a newspaper comic. It was a radio show.
Oh yeah.
It was very, very popular in the 60s.
Comic strip.
And the 50s.
Yeah.
Very, very popular from like the 40s to like the 70s. It was very, very popular.
Well, that was the first thing that was ever like a guy having adventures in space and shit. Like, that we take that for granted, like ever since Star Wars, right? But that's what it was based. That's where they first started. They first did shit like that was Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, shit like that, and all that classic shit. There were these serials too. They would, like, when George Lucas was a little kid, he would go to the movies and watch these little serial short little what do you call little cliffhanger shorts and shit like that. And yeah, all that shit, you can see it all in Star Wars, especially the prequels. A lot of throwbacks, callbacks to those classic mediums. A lot of people don't understand, like, a lot of the shit in the prequels, they don't get it. It's that's what it is. But he basically made what, his version of that old shit.
And they were ingenious too. When I go back and watch the prequels, when I first saw, I was like, but then when I go back and watch them now, I get it. Like they're more of a classic to me now.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and I'm be honest with you, I appreciate them more than I did when they first came out, like early
Mm,
2000, late 90s. I really do.
mm.
Um, and it was art, and we just don't get cinema like that anymore. Me personally, when I look at it, I think that the people that are writing now, they grew up watching a lot of anime, and they try to emulate the things they saw instead of just being original. Listen, you can be inspired by something, but give us something original. Don't cookie cut and give us something you saw before and then you try to emulate that. Now you say, well, I was trying to make it like this, but do your own thing. I mean, you
Yeah,
never know. You might have the next great Star Wars. You might be the next great George. You might be the next George Lucas. We don't know.
yeah,
We'll never know.
yeah,
We'll never know if you're not creative. You have to be creative, and that's what I
yeah.
like about the Superman movie. I can see what James Gunn is being creative. I can see where he's putting his twist. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. As a matter of fact, James Gunn was quoted as even saying that the Flash Gordon movies inspired him to do Guardians of the Galaxy and the way he does movies because he liked the style in which they did Flash Gordon. So Flash Gordon really kicked off a lot of stuff, a lot of guys we see today, except
Hell
for
yeah.
Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi said he was inspired by Flash,
Flash.
but I don't, I don't
Ah.
see where. Yeah, I don't see where he was inspired by Flash because Thor: Love and Thunder was just. It should have been a
That was
flash in
ass.
all our memories. Yeah, it should have been a flash in all our
Inspired by
memories.
ass.
Yeah, that's all it was inspired by.
Inspired by my
But
ass farting.
but yeah, but George Lucas, James Gunn, he's stupid, have went on to say that they were inspired by watching that movie, like to make stuff the way they do and to do it the way they did. Like
Yeah.
I gotta take my hat off the guy. He's very creative. The vision he gave us in Guardians of the Galaxy, the way he gave it to us is nothing like it is in the comics. It's better. It's actually better than the way they presented it in the comics. So
Some ways.
I yeah, in some way you're right, in some ways. Well, the character selection is different. I can't say it's better. I just say the character selection is different.
Yeah,
And
there's a few different teams in the comics. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And but the way he
But Gunn.
presented it with the music and the way he just the music and the style, the way he shot it is dope. I can't take nothing away from him.
Oh yeah. And with him cutting out the days of the week structure to the Superman movie, that had to do with audience feedback, which has also led to other drastic changes. And like I think one important point that some missed is the significant changes to Superman in the past few months. Is that Warner Brothers and James Gunn are genuinely convinced that the film is much stronger after these changes. And granted, these are the same people who back in 2022 were saying that The Flash was one of the greatest comic book movies ever made, and it was total shit. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that because this is James Gunn, and his track record speaks for itself. You don't when every single thing the motherfucker did was dope. Why are you questioning the next shit that he's gonna do? I don't get these. Well, I don't know. I don't. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, when is Gunn ever fucked up? Like, when has he ever given us some shit that we were like, I don't know? Never happened. Everything Gunn has done has been phenomenal. And so, even so, I think it's worth recognizing that Gunn's openness to taking creative risks, doing the days of the week thing, if you want to call it that, with the superhero genre, is though he's a comic nerd and he's trying to make these movies feel like comics and feel like you're watching a comic movie. Like, that's something that the MCU basically robbed us of because they're giving us all these characters and doing all this Marvel shit, but none of it fucking feels like any of the comics I ever read. And so we've had to just be like, okay, cool, like this is the new this is the MCU version of shit. Okay, I watch it. Yeah, these are characters that I know of, basically type shit. When Gunn does a movie, it's like, oh, I remember that shit from the comics. And that's what I want to see. I want to watch a movie and be like, oh, I remember that, or I recognize that, or just not be like, who is this now? Like, I fucking want to look at the screen and know who it is. Any comic character, you don't have to be told their name. You look at them and you know who they are. Like, It's simple, you know, and so I think given the high stakes, riding on Superman's success, aiming for this broad blockbuster appeal that can revitalize the DC brand is the smartest choice. It's sad because like Gunn is the man that could really turn things around and make it just pure D comic book feeling, you know, goodness. But he also has DC to worry about, so he can't be super ambitious, super creative. He can't, you know, take hella risks and do crazy shit.
All right.
Shout out to Grounding Iguana. Goodness, got us good. You got who's your guys good review on Twitch. Peace. He said, "Damn the changes. I want to see the movie." I mean, listen, the changes are making the movie, and I don't care if everyone likes the movie or if I just like the movie. Like, all I care about is if I like the movie. I don't give a shit if everyone else likes it. And a lot of people are not of that same mind. A lot of people, and they don't realize it, but why I'll have discussions, and people will, you know, critique things, and they're like, well, you know, I think, you know, people aren't going to get it if he does. Who gives a fuck what people do or get or give a fuck? Do you get it? Do you like it? Do you think it's cool? That's all I care about. I'm not the guy that made the movie. I'm not the producer. I didn't put my money up. So I don't care if everyone else likes it. But Gunn has to care if everyone else likes it. So it's not going to just be straight up what James Gunn would have done if he was just making this movie for like us nerds. It would be different. And this proves it. Like, episodic days of the week, you know, issues type of thing. That's very cool, man. And sadly, shit like that has to be removed for the casual drooling idiot out there.
Casual audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
God forbid we don't achieve the casual audience where everybody's
I
gonna be
know,
pleased
right?
nowadays.
Everybody has to be pleased. Well,
But,
you're gonna be
but
pleased.
you know, that's what I talk about when I say movies.
You fucking up my
Cinema
segue,
just-
dog.
Oh, go ahead, dog. Do what you
No,
got.
I'm just. You're gonna be pleased. Nah, never mind. See, you fucked it up. You fucked it up. Nah, but Sergeant Rock is your boy, and they're doing a Sergeant Rock movie, and we got updates.
Do we?
The
Comics. You got my
the
antenna up
status
now.
of the DC Studios highly anticipated Sergeant Rock and Clayface movies. What are the updates? According to the insiders, Daniel Reichtman, the Sergeant Rock movie is still moving forward for now. Despite the studio's decision to delay its scheduled production start date, which I think we covered a couple weeks ago, but it will reportedly remain on pause until 2026, but it's still happening. It's not scrapped. It's not happening. As for the Clayface movie, the studio is reportedly targeting a September 2025 filming start date window for the live action adaptation. But before Sergeant Rock was halted, Colin Farrell was initially attached to lead the project. So you would have had Colin Farrell all over DC playing the Penguin. And he can do that because he played Penguin unrecognizably. So he can literally play any other character he wants right now. And yeah, he was I guess he was going to be Sergeant Rock. And which would have worked. But because I mean, yeah, we could pick some WWE, you know, some wrestler that looks like a grizzled, you know, Sergeant Rock, you know, but I think we want something a little bit better acted,
Like,
better written.
Yeah, because in the comic he's not gritty like that.
Right.
He's tough. He's He's
Tough
well
as nails.
grounded. Yeah, but he's dope. Sergeant Rock is dope. You can't.
Yeah. Leader of the Easy
You can't go
Company,
wrong. Yeah, you can't
combat
front on
unit
Sergeant Rock.
fighting Nazis in Europe. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong there. But Clayface, man, Clayface is a fan favorite Batman villain with shape shifting abilities. But the adaptation will be a Hollywood horror tale centering on a B movie actor who injects himself with a substance to keep himself relevant. Is it going to turn him into a big blob that can morph and turn? I doubt it. Maybe though, or is it going to like give him powers to just change his face, or maybe he can only have a face for a certain amount of time, and then it goes. Hey, it's going to be gruesome. It's going to be crazy. It's probably going to be body horror, but it's definitely going to be a horror movie. So that'll be an interesting, very interesting take on any comic book character, but a Batman villain for sure.
Well, definitely, yeah. But I'm interested to see their spin on Clayface and which Clayface they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Got Matt Hagen. You had a couple different guys at Clayface,
yeah.
and I want to see how they portray him, and you know, because I know he OD'd on the stuff that made him able to change his face and stuff like that. I know he kind of like. There's a couple different stories. There's only OD'd on it, like they gave him too much or he took too much. Um, there's a few different stories. I just want to see the take. I like Clayface. I always thought Clayface was a dope Batman villain. So I'm interested in this movie. I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good.
they asked Gunn if Justice League was going to be a possibility. He said there is no Justice League in this world, not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, during an interview, Gunn says the idea of a larger superhero team is on his mind. Of course, he tells EA, but there is no Justice League in this world, not yet. When asked if the Justice League plans tie into his larger vision for Gods and Monster phase, he says playfully, sure. But yeah, there's definitely nothing going down. But we know there's the Justice Gang. So they're eventually going to become the Justice League or be part of it, or Justice League International, whatever. But yeah, he said, I mean, that sounds awesome. I don't take it upon myself to think ahead in that kind of way, just because one would hate to get one's hopes up about anything in particular and then have it go in another direction. What I'd like to do is stay blissfully ignorant, and then when James tells me what's going to happen, I get a wonderful surprise. So if Justice League is in the back of his mind, that sounds great to me. I'll put it in the back of my mind, and we'll see what happens. That's David Cornsweat talking about. So he hasn't been told anything about a Justice League, but there is him talking to Gunn backstage, or on the set rather. Man,
Looking dope.
my dream job. Right there. Superman flying into theaters in a month.
Can't wait.
Oh, you know what?
Actually,
Let's check this out real quick before we wrap it, because I know you gotta fly out soon. So Warner Brothers
That's right,
split.
I forgot, man.
Yeah,
They
split
with
in two.
Discovery. Man.
Yeah, two different companies. It's beginning in 2026. Warner Brothers will be divided into two publicly traded companies, one focused on streaming and content, and one dedicated to television. And so, yeah, the move, per the president, CEO David Zaslav, in a statement, is meant to empower each individual company with the sharper focus and strategic flexibility that they need to compete most effectively in today's evolving media landscape. So basically, streaming needs its own shit, and that's what they're doing. And so, for some, the move was predictable and inevitable. The word saying today evolved landscape reflected a major Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. I mean, that's happening. But DC Films focuses on both film and television. And then Marvel Studios proved how difficult that balance can be. Blah blah blah. Let's see. 3 years ago, the very foundation of how, when, and where audiences engaged with content was undergoing fundamental change. As both organizations contemplated their futures, one truth became clear: to successfully adapt, transform, and lead in the entertainment industry of tomorrow, we need to come together to draw on each other's strengths. I don't know who said that, but basically they're talking about streaming services and TV, man. So yeah, you know, I don't think it's going to be a problem for anything. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's we'll have better quality content. That's it. That's all it's going to be. It's all it's going to do. Give us better quality content. So let's see. Mr. Negative is going to be in the Spider-Man movie.
Good.
Maybe played by that guy. Or that guy. Daniel Day Kim. Yeah, or Stephen Young or O Young. There you go. That guy. So yeah, they could play it. What is this? Oh, dude. There's gonna be an Origins version of Power. So young Tommy and Ghost. That's gonna be sick as fuck. We'll probably follow that. Xbox handheld, Switch 2. Look at these Wu-Tang Run the Jewels joints.
This is hard.
Them bitches is hard.
Yeah, hard.
Oh yeah. Only $80? What? Wu-Tang Forever and shit. They got those. Then I know they got some white and black joints too. Oh damn, they got all kinds of shit. Well, anyway, that about does it, man, for us today. Stu, I know you got to go fight crime and whatnot, so we can wrap it right now. Hopefully, Raw Talk will be in here Saturday with the baby. He has had a new addition to the Sixth Element crew. But other than that, man, we had fun, man. We did the damn thing as we always do. We do this every Wednesday and Saturday. Last Saturday, though, however, Stu Dog was at the family reunion, and no, sorry, at the high school reunion, and Raw Talk was having a baby, so we were not here Saturday. So, but every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Keep it locked. Hit that like button, subscribe. We really appreciate it, man. It really helps us out with the algorithm. And remember, guys,
be water, my friend.
All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys Saturday.
Peace.
Be water, my friend.